Hello children, welcome to the social science class. In our last class, we studied about what is history, why we want history, and literary sources of history. Today, we will start with the next part of the chapter, that is archaeological sources. Archaeological sources includes monuments, coins, inscriptions, artifacts, and other archaeological remains. Dear children, now let us learn about monuments. Monuments are ancient buildings and structures such as temples, mosques, churches, tombs, palaces, forts, etc. For example, Sanchi Stupa in Madhya Pradesh is an important Buddhist monument. Next one is coins. Early coins have been minted by using variety of metals. Coins help us to understand the economic condition of a kingdom. Next important archaeological sources is inscription. Dear children, inscriptions are written records engraved on stones, pillars, caves and walls of the temples and monuments. They are the important sources of information about history of any period. Artifacts. It includes man-made objects such as pottery, jewelry, seals and toys, etc. They tell us about the kind of people lived and their occupation, etc. Fossil remains. Fossil remains are basically imprints of plants, animals or humans preserved in rocks. These imprints are usually made from hard body parts such as bones or skulls which have a permanent mark on the rock. Dear children, monuments, coins, inscriptions, artifacts and fossil remains are the important archaeological sources of the history. Dear children, now we'll go to the next concept, that is India as introduced by Europeans. Indians had the knowledge of history in the form of Puranas and myths from ancient times. But this was different from the European model of constructing history. As you know that Europeans came to India for the purpose of the trade. Here, Jesuit priests arrived in India in 16th century. They undertook a systematic study to understand the lifestyle of Indians. Heinrich Roth, who was settled in Agra, and he translated Sanskrit grammar into Latin language about 350 years ago. A century later, Father Codex, he identified that there are many similarities between Sanskrit and European languages. During the time 1765, British got the right to collect the tax. So, they started to learn about the Indian culture, traditions, customs, values, beliefs and laws of Indians to strengthen their trade relationship. Some administrators were attracted towards Indian literature and culture. Dear children, as a result, Manusmriti, Bhagavad Gita and other great literary works were translated into English. Now let us learn about European scholars. Sir William Jones. He contributed immensely to the study of Indology. Indology, which means the branch of knowledge which studies the culture and history of India. He came to India as a judge of the Supreme Court in Bengal. Children, which is the highest court of law in India? Supreme Court is the highest court of law in India. For the first time, Supreme Court was established in Kolkata. In which state Kolkata is located? Kolkata is located in West Bengal. Sir William Jones established the Asiatic Society in 1784 C at Calcutta. Present it is Kolkata. Sir William Jones translated the great works like Gita Govinda, which was written by Jayadeva, Manava Dharmashastra, and Kalidasa's Shakuntala from Sanskrit to English. The next one is Max Muller. Another important Orientalist and Indologist was Max Muller. He was a German scholar who wrote an English work which is called as a Sacred Book of the East in 50 volumes. James Mill, one more scholar, he came from Scotland. He wrote the book which is called as a History of India in 6 volumes. Dear children, these scholars never visited India, but they wrote the book in Europe. Another famous person, one who came from the France, who is called as a Abbe Dubais. He came to India and settled at Ganjam near Srirangapatna. In which district Srirangapatna is located, children? Srirangapatna is located in Mandya district. Abbe Dubais lived as a sage by adapting the local culture and customs. The Indian people called him as a Doddaswami. He wrote Hindu manners, customs and ceremonies. He presented Indian customs, values, thoughts, festivals and Varnashrama system in his work. There are 4 Varnas: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. About that he has written. Abbe Dubais lived 24 years in India and returned to France. Dear children, apart from this, Elphinstone, Coles, Brooke, Cunningham, Eliot and Dawson have introduced the different stages of Indian history. Francis Buchanan, Cole, Mackenzie, B.L. Rice, Fleet and other European scholars have successfully recorded and preserved inscriptions, manuscripts, chronicles, contemporary events for the reconstruction of Karnataka history. In this way, they have provided Indians a new process of thinking and a new perspective to construct history. Thank you, children. Take care.